Big Boar Barbecue presents Seven Rivers Racing on KQEG TV with Dan the Voice Dyker, Billy Doc Niles, and Paul the Statman Riker. Brought to you by Big Boar Barbecue, Highway 16 West Salem, in La Crosse on 3rd Street downtown, and George and Gillette Street. Big Boar Barbecue, now that's a mouthful. By Carey Heating and Air Conditioning, your residential specialist, serving the La Crosse area since 1929. Carey Heating and Air Conditioning.
Hi, race fans. Welcome in to Seven Rivers Racing KQEG TV as we are in the final weeks of September. Billy Doc Niles, I think they lost him in Vegas somewhere, so we actually get a nice breather from watching that guy take up half the set all the week long. Dan Dyker, Paul Reichert, look at he's sporting. Now, you got to sit up nice and proud. Look at that. Jesse, a little closer for the T-shirt. The inaugural Fall Classic Tomah Sparta Speedway. Look at that. What nice apparel like that. I got myself a shirt. Got a hoodie. I'll probably wear the hoodie at Fest with my other Oktoberfest stuff. Man, what a great time that was Sunday.
It was a great time.
Saturday and Sunday, I should say.
I was there Saturday and Sunday. Of course, you were just there Sunday, but it was just a great show. Great way to end the season for Greg's first year as owner.
Got the banquet coming up on November 10th. We're going to show you all the highlights from the inaugural Fall Classic, as it says right there on his shirt, throughout today's program, which is being brought to you by Big Boar Barbecue. Man, look at this. The week that Bill's not here, we could have had a big beef platter.
Yes, Jerry. Yes, we could have.
I should have planned. Jerry would have brought in some burnt ends if I would have thought better.
Yes.
Carey Heating and Air Conditioning, it's getting to be fall, as it says on his shirt. You got a heater that needs some repairs, you better call them now. Because if all of a sudden you kick that thing on when it gets down to 30 degrees and you freeze and you're like, wow, Dyker told me, they should have listened.
They should have.
Epic Media and Vinyl and Back 40 Wraps, they made that right there. See, look, without Bill on the set, we can get the whole thing in today. Move your arm. Move your arm. So we got to get Back 40 in. There it is. Isn't that beautiful? And fansarena.com, who made these right here, and the suppliers of our radio shirts. So, without any further ado, how about we hop, skip, and jump over the Tomah Sparta Speedway? Paul's going to have to carry a lot of this segment here because I had to DJ a wedding that was previously scheduled. This wasn't a scheduled race on Saturday. This was kind of a makeup rain date that Greg Oliver turned into a two-day Fall Classic, which I thought was outstanding. So, we're going to get things started with the modifieds, and for Darren Salo, Paul Reichert, what a way to end the season compared to how he started the season.
Yeah, he just ran away with this feature, and he just dominated and drove away, leaving everybody in the dust, even the reigning modified track champion Paul Brown, and it was just a dominant performance.
11 modifieds came out to race on Saturday night at the inaugural Fall Classic. Of course, Darren Salo, I think he went through either 2 or 3 motors in the first 2 weeks of the season. That had to miss a couple of weeks, came back, won a feature, had some more struggles, and not only picked up one win during the inaugural Fall Classic, he picked up another one we'll tell you about later in the program. So congrats goes out to the Flying Finlander, Darren Salo, picking up that modified win. To the Sportsman we go, and there was a lot of smack talk on Facebook this week between Jason Stark and his dad, Larry Bolster, and in the end, it was the youngster topping dad.
Yes, it was a great show, a great back and forth between Jason Stark and Jason Backus all night. Backus fast qualifier, Backus won the heat, but then when it came feature time, Stark definitely had it going, and he was pressured all the way, most of the way anyway, by Jason, but Stark ended up prevailing.
Stark finishes the race with the W. Backus finishes second, Bolster third, followed by Bill Schott, Tom Farrer, and Jake Schiller, who had a DNS. So congratulations goes out to Jason Stark. Hobby stocks, we're back out in full force, and Adam Moore brought that black number 29 out about 2.5 months ago, and I have a feeling that if he'd have been there every single weekend, he would have challenged our champion in the hobby stocks this year, because that car was on a rail again.
Yeah, that car, though, just seeing it, it tells you that this is a bad-looking car. It's a fast car, and it was definitely that way. And Adam just did a great job. Took the lead, I believe, about halfway through the feature, and never got challenged after that, and ended up scoring the victory.
Adam Moore followed by Mike Krieger, Jordan Myers, Bill Schott, Caleb Hardy, Gary Hartley came out, Alex Rood, and Charles Vian Jr. ran as well. Let's show you the last part of the Midwest Dash Series, and this was a pretty good two-man battle right here. Wayne Malsby and Paul Finch. Finch, of course, was going to start the year as a Hornets in the Hornet division, came on, around the Midwest Dash Series, and just had a hard time chasing down Wayne Malsby.
Yeah, Wayne was just bad fast in that Subaru Impreza, and he just did a great job. Paul did everything he could to keep up and stay with him, but Wayne ended up claiming the victory in the end.
I want to say that was Wayne Malsby's third feature win of the year, and that sounds about right, because I know Paul Finch had one that he stole away from your champion earlier this year as well, and that was Mr. Ticky. To the Hornets we go, a loaded field here, and another win for Rob Stanfield. You know, it just amazes me watching him in this Hornet car. When we had the trailer race, the boat race of destruction this year, he came out in that Hornet and totally unrecognizable. I can't remember whose it was before Stanfield bought it again. But I said, man, that thing is so fast. Why aren't you going to run in a Hornets? He goes, I am. And he is dominated, as you see right here, holding off Aaron Hendricks and Tuffy Meyer.
Yeah, that was a good race. Rob definitely did a great job. He really had to fight off Aaron there most of the way, and just did a great job.
Alex DeVito, your class champion this year, did finish fourth. He did take a heat race win. That, of course, is the Rhinestone Cowboy. One more to go. That was the six-shooters. Matt Moore, the champion, took the night off. And a regular at the La Crosse Fairgrounds Speedway coming out of Winona, Zach Leach, in his new six-shooter, which I thought he was going to debut at Oktoberfest, came out and showed the crowd. This car was quick.
Oh, yes. And he got, of course, a lot of help from Cheeto, and he just did a great job. Got the lead and just actually never looked back. He just ran away with this one.
Al Bartles qualified fastest. Tim Murphy captured a heat race number 1, and Zach Leach wins the race, followed by Justin Delap, Tim Murphy, Al Bartles, Landon Lockington, and Richard Myers. So a good night number 1 show for the Fall Classic, and the temperatures were pretty much exactly how you want them to be on a fall day.
Yes, it was a little warm, but it cooled down once it got dark, and that was a great day of racing. Not
as warm as it was on Sunday, which when we come back from this short break, we're going to show you what happened in the 600 mods, the Bandoleros, the Modifieds, and the CWRA features number 1 and 2. That's coming up next right here on KQEG TV.
You don't have to fly to Kansas City to get great barbecue.
4 years in a row and counting. Hi, this is Jerry Beyer at Big Boar Barbecue. Once again, La Crosse County has voted us the best barbecue and best caterer in La Crosse County. Making great ribs and great barbecue has always been my passion, and it means a great deal to me that you love what we do. If you haven't tried our ribs, pulled pork, brisket, or smoked chicken, try it and you'll agree. Big Boar Barbecue, a delicious mouthful.
Yeah!
American Standard Heating and Air Conditioning is built to a higher standard, so you can focus on the problems in your life that actually matter.
Hey, Dave.
Like giving Jeff his ladder back before he takes it back. Or where to put the food when you both get the groceries. Or the doggy door that just became a raccoony door. Whatever you're worrying about, it won't be this. American Standard Heating and Air Conditioning, built to a higher standard.
Call today for your free estimate on a new American Standard system, or schedule online at careyheating.com.
Welcome back, race fans. 7 Rivers Racing, KQEG TV, along with Paul Reichert. I'm Radio Man Dan Dyker. Bill Doc Niles is, I don't even know if he's flown back from the
Doc Who?
The Vegas area. Stuff. I'd have left him out there. And could you imagine leaving Doc Niles in the desert for about 3 days? He'd come back here like a $1.25 and like this.
We could do the Hangover 4, maybe.
He did the movie Hangover by himself. CWRA Stars of Legend Tour was at the Tomah Sparta Speedway last Sunday. Not only did they have a Dick Trickle Memorial Race number 1, they had 2 of them, and I greatly want to thank all the members from the Dick Trickle Memorial Project that came out there, were selling stuff left and right, signing autographs. You had a chance to go over and talk to Tom Reffner. Did you get goosebumps while you were interviewing him?
Oh, yes, I did.
When's the last time because we had him on the radio show, when's the last time you had a one-on-one like that?
I think that's the first time I had a one-on-one with Tom.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Because it was going to be him and Marv Marzofka, but Marv was busy holding up trophies. Coolest thing, by the way, that I had on my Facebook page is Marv Marzofka held up his Tomah Sparta Speedway championship trophy from 1965. And that thing, back in the day, that was solid wood, man. I mean, that thing was only about maybe, that big?
Yeah.
That was heavy. That was heavy.
But it was cool. It was definitely cool.
Had the Ford Trickle throwback cars out there, which I thought was awfully cool. That Ford Mustang, the blue one, so much history behind that car that he built by himself, and they had a big placard of all the accomplishments from that. So yeah, that was those guys were well represented.
Oh, they were definitely well represented.
CWRA Super Late Models well represented as well. 22 of them on the little tiny track we call Tomah Sparta Speedway. Let's roll feature number 1. A lot of activity in the beginning of this one right here as Todd Oliver got into a scrape. We thought he was going to be done for the afternoon. Was done for that race, but then eventually came back on later on. But it was Jesse Bernhagen. Started this one deep in the field, started 11th, and worked his way through Paul Reichert, and eventually just won this by the margin of a car length.
Oh, yes. Got around Derek Ress with about 15 laps to go, and was doing everything he can to hold off, I believe it was Todd Stenson claimed the victory.
Hunter Stenson.
Hunter, that's right.
Yeah,
Hunter.
young Hunter Stenson. Todd Stenson's kid came out, finished a very formidable second place, and he kept that thing close almost all the way through. Third went to Darren Jackson. Mark McAsey, the king, took fourth, and current point leader Jeff Weinfurter ended up rounding out the top 5, and it's just really neat to see all those cars on that Tomah Sparta Speedway. I was trying to envision that because we did this a couple years ago where we had a late model invite. I think we had maybe 12.
Yeah.
Corey Jankowski was there, Kelsey Schultz, some local drivers were there.
Jesse also ran that race.
Yeah, he ran that one as well. And it was really interesting to see 22 of them come out at the same time. And they want to come back. They did come back for feature race number 2, the Dick Trickle Memorial Classic number 2. 30-lapper. Let's show the last 2 of this one right here. And this one was a little bit easier because Iron River, Michigan's Joey Pontbriand lined up in the pole position and through several cautions pretty much walked away the winner.
Yeah, he definitely had a great race. Had the challenges in the middle of the race from Weinfurter, but then he fell back, and then along came first feature winner Jesse Bernhagen, and he made it interesting, but his car got tight in the late going, and Joey was able to drive away and claim the victory.
The 22-car field, by the way, was the new high in CWRA Tour competition. How about that?
That's pretty cool. I mean, they had, 20 at Golden Sands. They were expecting like close to 25, and they made it.
I think the Heat and the Packer-Viking game may have got some people back home. But Weinfurter did take Bernhagen settled for second. By the way, Weinfurter was third. Hunter Stenson fourth. Darren Jackson fifth. And Derek Ress rounded out the top 6. So the same top 5 were in the same top 5 from both features. That was kind of interesting because there were a lot of stars out there.
Yeah, I mean, we weren't sure what to expect with the CWRA Late Models on here at Tomah, but it was a good show, and the top cream of the crop, I guess, rose to the top in both features.
Jeff Weinfurter will try to wrap up the 2018 CWRA Championship on September 20th, Friday night at the Marshfield Motor Speedway. Let's go to the modifieds now. They didn't have 11, but they had 8, and it was still a pretty good show. And 2 nights in a row now for the Flying Finlander, Darren Salo. Again, he starts the season blowing up motors left and right. And I thought he was just going to say, you know, I'm done till next year. Takes off a couple weeks, gets a new motor back, wins a feature, struggles for the remainder of the year, and then goes out there and sweeps the modified features.
Yes, had a great weekend. It was just like Saturday night's feature, Sunday's feature, which is exactly the same. He ran away, but then a light caution came out, and I believe it was Jay Potter made things interesting for him the last 2 laps, but Darren held him off and claimed another victory.
You know, and that's going to be a hard thing because, Greg Oliver, we're going to have this inaugural, or not inaugural, but this Fall Classic come back to Tomah every single year now. You know how hard it's going to be for some driver to say that they've won 2 modified features in a row from that Saturday, Sunday show? That's almost impossible.
Yeah, I think it is on a track like Tomah, yeah.
600 mods came down from the Mississippi Thunder Speedway. There was also several from the Upper Iowa Speedway, and they put on one heck of a show. As we show you the last 2 wraps of this one right here. And the top 3, I think this is how they finished at Mississippi Thunder Speedway in the points this year. It was Chris Gilbertson winning the race. Dave Banke, who failed to qualify and failed to hit the heat race, shows up. He takes second, and the K9 and John Griffin ends up hitting third. And those 3 out of all the other 600 mods put on quite the show.
Yes, they did put on a great show. Chris took the lead about 8 laps in and just had had his way with the field, and that was a great show.
Now, the only part of that show, as we conclude this, the last 2 laps here, it was probably one of the scariest rollovers I've ever called in 20-some years of race announcing. We're going to roll this for you right here. This is Todd Street from Monona, Iowa. Runs the Upper Iowa Speedway. You'll notice he gets into a jam down the back straightaway. He hits the wall, but not violently, enough to put his car on the lid. And I was really paying attention to this on the replays I've seen. He had to have slid, as you see here, at least 30 to 40 yards on his lid before the front end kicks over. There's a couple of barrel rolls on the track into the hill where I'm thinking he's going to hit the light pole at top velocity.
I feared that too, yeah.
And then barrel rolls all the way into the grass. And I was amazed, number one, he crawled out of his car unhurt. And he had some bumps and bruises on Monday, but nothing was broken there.
Yep.
And he even stood there and watched the camera person's replay before the ambulance guy could get him into the ambulance. Number two, I didn't see a single part fly off of that 600 mod during that whole turbulent event.
No, that was pretty impressive to see the car still in one piece, not parts and pieces strewn over the place. That was impressive.
So Todd Street, talked to him several times on social media and says he's doing fine. He thanks the track safety personnel for getting there as quick as they did, and they were right there. Bandoleros were back out one more time, and this one, I tell you what, Michael Guderski was pretty much running second and third during this whole 20-lap feature right here. Didn't really have a chance to catch Alex Hartwig, was behind. He was your quick time qualifier, but the leader breaks with 2 to go, and it's Michael Guderski.
Yeah, just a lucky break for Michael. He took advantage of Ayrton's misfortune, and he ended up claiming the victory.
Ayrton Broadhead had won the heat race earlier. He failed to qualify, but he came out and won the heat race by a commanding lead.
Yes, he did.
He was stepping away from the Bandolero feature as well, but a couple of cautions came out, kind of tightened things up. He got a little bit too loose up in turn 2, flipped it around, the hood came open, caution came out, and it was the purple number 90's win from there on. Congratulations, Michael Guderski. So that is it. The results from the CWRA and the Dick Trickle Memorial and the inaugural Fall Classic from Tomah. You like that shirt, don't you?
Yes, I do.
He slept in that shirt for 4 days straight. He did. And he kept this one underneath so he wouldn't forget that one. When we come back, we're going to show you the final laps of the CWRA Dick Trickle Memorial feature number 2 from the Tomah Sparta Speedway. That's next on KQEG TV.
You don't have to fly to Kansas City to get great barbecue.
Big Boar Barbecue is up and running on the north side of La Crosse. Hi, this is Jerry Beyer at Big Boar Barbecue. Yes, the food truck is open at George and Gillette Street to make it easier for you north siders to find out why La Crosse County has voted us 4 years in a row as the best barbecue and best caterer in La Crosse County. Big Boar Barbecue, Highway 16 West Salem, and now open at George and Gillette Street. A delicious mouthful.
American Standard Heating and Air Conditioning is built to a higher standard, so you can focus on the problems in your life that actually matter.
Hey, Dave.
Like giving Jeff his ladder back before he takes it back. Or where to put the food when you both get the groceries. Or the doggy door that just became a raccoony door. Whatever you're worrying about, it won't be this. American Standard Heating and Air Conditioning, built to a higher standard.
Call today for your free estimate on a new American Standard system or schedule online at carryheating.com.
Welcome back, race fans. That's Paul. I'm Dan. Doc, he's not even hiding under the table this time.
No.
This is called a buffer breathing room zone here. We're enjoying this today. We also enjoyed 2 huge CWRA Super Late Model races at the Tomah Sparta Speedway last Sunday as a part of what's on Paul's shirt that he's proudly displaying like a trophy in his chest today. The inaugural Fall Classic at the Tomah Sparta Speedway. Jesse Bernhagen won feature number 1. Feature number 2, there was a little bit more excitement in this one up front, and we're going to show you the remaining laps of Sunday's number 2 race right here on KQEG TV.
Behind them, they get to the accelerator. Weinfurter down on the bottom, we're green. Weinfurter all over the back of Pontebriand. Jackson, Callis, Bernhagen to the outside. We got a car spinning turn 1. That's Dylan goes around. Mackesy, we will try this again. Pontebriand setting the pace. Weinfurter, Jackson, Callis, Bernhagen, Stenson, and Gress. Coming out of turn 4, and we're racing. All right, everybody's clear. Going into 1, it's Pontebrian, Weinfurter, Jackson, Callis, Bernhagen. Oh, look out. We got a 3 wide. Be careful back there. Be careful. Stenson shoots by in the 5th. Callis, Mackesy, Gress. Pontebrian, Weinfurter, Jackson, Bernhagen, and Hunter Stenson in your top 5. Callis, Mackesy, Gress, and Christian. Pontebrian pulling out on Mackesy. We got smoke coming from a car. 06, got a problem here. And he's going to get out of the way. Oh, we got a caution. We got a caution. Might have put some fluid down on the track. All right, we got nose to tail here. Pontebrian, Weinfurter, Jackson, Bernhagen, Stenson, Callis, Mackesy, Gress, and Christian. And we're racing. Green, Weinfurter. Back bundle on Pontebrian. Everybody's looking good. Tail to nose to tail, nose to tail. 17 to go, 16 coming. Your top 5. Pontebrian, Weinfurter, Jackson, Bernhagen, Stenson. Everything looking good to the back. Mackesy out to the outside, wants to go around Callis. He's looking to the right. Weinfurter eyeing up Pontebrian. Where's he going to try to do it? Bernhagen to the inside of Jackson for the 3rd spot. Stenson 5th. Pontebrian still hanging in there. He's setting the pace. It's Jackson, Bernhagen, and Stenson in your 3rd, 4th, and 5th spot. Mackesy trying the outside. Pontebrian pulling away. Weinfurter 2nd. Bernhagen. Stenson to the inside of Jackson. The 2 cars battle it out for 3rd, 5th. No change up front. Pontebrian, Weinfurter, Bernhagen. Now they straighten out. Stenson in 4th. Jackson 5th. Should be 15 to go at the line. Pontebrian pulling away. Got a good car the way it looks. Weinfurter, Bernhagen. Stenson, Bernhagen looking to the outside of Weinfurter. He says, I think I can make this work on the outside. It's Bernhagen for 2nd. Weinfurter back to 3rd. Stenson in the 4th. Jackson still 5th with Pontebrian pulling away. It's Bernhagen the 2nd right now. Stenson to the outside of Weinfurter. He gets loose, loses a half a car length. Oh, we got a spin in the back straightaway. It's Kirby Kurt, the 85 around. And we are yellow. And that brings out our 3rd caution. Following. And we are green. Bernhagen jumps out. 2nd. It's Pontebrian. Does Bernhagen have anything for him? We'll find out. We got 10 to go. Weinfurter, Stenson, Jackson in 5th. Pontebrian a little loose coming through 4. Bernhagen might have something for him. We got enough laps. Can he reel him in? You got to catch him first, and then the thing is, can you pass? Pontebrian, Bernhagen, Weinfurter, Stenson, Jackson. Bernhagen still in sight. Got him in his sights. Weinfurter settles for 3rd. Stenson. Jackson in 5th. Got about 8 to go. Bernhagen looking. He's there, but he's not reeling him in. Settles in for 2nd. It's Pontebrian still setting the pace with Bernhagen, Weinfurter, Stenson yet. They're tracking it. Lets the right rear fly out. Jackson in 5th. Pontebrian maintaining the interval. It's Bernhagen in 2nd. Weinfurter third. We got 5 to go. We got the big handful. We got 5 more laps to go. Pontebrian. It's his to win or lose. Bernhagen second. Weinfurter third. At the line, we got 4 to go. Pontebrian, Bernhagen, Weinfurter, Stenson, and Jackson. No interval change. Stenson looking to close in on Weinfurter for third. But it's Pontebrian coming here with 2 more laps to go. Bernhagen, Weinfurter, Stenson, Jackson. Two to go. We got 2 to go at the line. No change. Bernhagen second. Weinfurter, Stenson, Jackson hanging on to that 4th and 5th spot respectively. Pontebrian will be looking at the surrender flag with 1 more lap to go. Bernhagen, Weinfurter, Stenson, Jackson. Clean air for Pontebrian. He sees turn 3. No pressure from the 28, and it's going to be Joey Pontebrian from Norway, Michigan, taking the victory. Bernhagen second, Weinfurter, Stenson, Jackson.
Well, there you have it. What a great race that was. And again, I applaud 22 CWRA drivers for coming out to the Tomah Sparta Speedway on Saturday, practicing, racing twice on Sunday. And Paul Reichert, all those drivers want to come back next year.
Oh, I'd like to see them come back. I'd like to see them at least make maybe 2 stops maybe during the season. Who knows? It's going to be a great show no matter how many times they show up.
Plans are in the progress right now to have the CWRA back. We'd like to have the entire show back again. Bandoleros Modifieds, 600 mods, and the CWRA. We'll see what Greg Oliver's got in the back burner for 2019. Again, the Tomah Sparta Speedway banquet is going to be November 10th at Club 16 in Sparta. We do not have a time set yet. I'm thinking it's either going to be early afternoon, maybe early evening, but stay tuned to the program here, and we'll let you know. Hey, hop over to our Facebook page on the radio side. That's the Badger Stay Clean Water and Air Race Report. Look at the trivia competition we've got right there. 2 questions, get it right. After a random draw of all the winners, you could be going to Oktoberfest for free and taking a whole bunch of swag with you.
Oh, yes, I'd like to win all that swag, but hey, folks, you can win that stuff.
Just pop on. Email it to radiomandan@yahoo.com, and you can be one of 2 winners going to Oktoberfest. For the invisible Paul or Doc Niles, didn't even have any faux pas today. That was the best show Doc has ever done here.
Yes.
Paul Reichert, love the shirt. Jesse's taping us back there on Radio Man Dan Diker. We will see you with a lot of Oktoberfest video coming up.
You've been watching Seven Rivers Racing on KQEG TV with Dan the Voice Diker, Billy Doc Niles, and Paul the Statman Reichert. Brought to you by Big Boar Barbecue, Highway 16 West Salem, in La Crosse on 3rd Street downtown and George and Gillette Street. Big Boar Barbecue, now that's a mouthful. By Carey Heating and Air Conditioning, your residential specialist, serving the La Crosse area since 1929. Carey Heating and Air Conditioning. Thanks for watching Seven Rivers Racing on KQEG TV.